Hey, Cheryl, Cass here. Wanted to just go over some basics and get you started and show you something that I'm going to be working on later this week for tucks. So kind of just going to walk you through how I do this. You can see that I'm at design.cricut.com. This is the new version of Design Space. So I've been using it to try to get a little bit more familiar with it, and I love it compared to the older version. So kind of just going to walk you through a couple things here. So you asked for an easy project, so we're going to just go over to Google, and I'm going to type in 4th of July silhouette, and you can see you get a lot of good images. I'm actually going to do the America for tuck, so I'm going to go ahead and save this image as. I'm just going to save it directly to my computer, and then I'm going to go back over to Design Space, and I'm going to click Upload. I'm going to hit upload, and then I'm going to look for the America. And here I'm going to choose the simple design, and I don't know if you could tell when I did that. Here, I want to make sure you can see this. When I open that picture up, it does have a background, like a watermark that says Sweet Southern Designs, but as soon as I hit simple, that kind of goes away. And then if it's a very complex or really detailed, you can get even more specific with what you want to take out with these different options. But most of the time I use simple because it's great. So I'm going to hit continue. Now I get to use the magic eraser tool, and I'm just going to come in here and click out each of the stars. And what it's doing is basically I'm making my cut image however I want it to get cut. So I'm just going to go over all the stars here. And now I'm going to get the big background out of there. And now I just need to make sure that I get these little things in the letters taken care of. And then I'm going to hit continue. And this is where you can kind of see if you've missed something, if something's not cut out the way you want. This is where you're going to be able to figure it out, and then hit back if you don't need it. So always click on the right hand side to turn it into a cut design. So then I'm going to hit save. So now I've got my image, and I'm going to insert image, and then I'm going to choose the size of the image I want, and this is going to be a shirt for Tucker. So it's actually a 5x5 on a little kid's shirt. So I'm going to unlock the proportion so I can get this to 5x5. And I don't really love how that made the glasses look. So we're going to go back and undo that. And so we are going to keep this locked. And I'm just going to go a little bit bigger. So 6x4 is probably good. Sorry, you can hear Watson Huckleberry outside. He's going nuts. And then I'm going to put in a square behind it. And I'm going to do this square at about 7 inches wide. And that's because I want this to go behind. So I'm going to go to arrange, move to back. And then I'm going to take my America, and I'm going to hit shift and hold down to the square. And then I can hit align, and I'm going to center it horizontally, and then I'm going to center it vertically. So that puts it right in the middle of my square. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the slice button. And this is going to turn those two items into one. And I'm going to delete this out of there. So now you can see that I've cut that image out of that square, so that when I cut it, I could either pull the outside square off and the sunglasses off and leave the stars and the America. It all just depends on how you decide to pull it off when you're going. So if I've got America here, and let's say on the back of the t-shirt, I wanted to put Tucker's name across the back. So again, I'm going to start with a square. I'm going to decide that 7, probably by 3 is probably, let's go 7 by 4. So you can see that my rectangle is here, and let's actually go a little bit more like that. So that's going to be 8 by 2.5 is where I'm going to like it. Okay, so there's my square. Now if I want to add text, I'm going to come over here, add text, and I'm just going to type in Tucker. And now Tucker can be moved over here. And you can see that this is almost a cursive. And cursive is easy to do, but it's an extra step. So I just want to show you how to do that real quick. This kind of looks to me like an October Twilight kind of, so I'm just going to choose that font. So as I choose October, I don't like the T, it's way too girly, so maybe we'll just do Cherry Cordial. That looks good. All right, so even though this is supposed to be a cursive font, notice that it's not actually together. The letters aren't touching. So what you'd have to do in this situation is you're actually going to right, nope, it's not right click here anymore. It is ungroup up here. And that's going to take it down to individual letters. And now I'm just going to highlight the individual letters. And I'm going to bring that U over, and I'm going to connect it with that T. Then I'm going to get all the other letters. Get that C on right where I want it. And then we're just going to work our way over until they are all connected. Whoop. Undo. If you hold the shift and the arrow button, it will go 5 times over. So that was not what we wanted. We just wanted a few spaces over. So now you can see that it's actually all together. So now I'm gonna actually move this background out of there for a second. So now I'm gonna highlight all those and I'm gonna group those back together. And then I'm actually gonna hit weld. Weld will take it from being individual letters, and now it is one solid piece, so it can't be taken apart unless I unweld it. So now here is the trick here. It's placed. I'm gonna get it as big as I kind of want it. I don't love this U. It kind of looks like a Y to me, but for the purpose of this video, it's fine. So now again, I'm gonna shift and highlight both, align center, and align vertically to get it right in the center of things. And then again, I'm gonna slice it out. And then I'm gonna get rid of these extra layers because I wanna see what I'm cutting, okay? If you are typing just like Tucker's name here, and you just wanna cut out Tucker's name, and I'm gonna change that font to plump. Okay, so here's Tucker's name. Now, if I went to go to the mat to cut this, so if I said I was ready to go, notice that America is fine and this Tucker is fine, but when I go over to this mat, it didn't do it. It didn't do it. Just kidding. Normally, well, this could be an update on the software too, but normally you have to make sure that these letters are attached. Otherwise, you could get all the letters of what you're typing all mixed up and it would just make it fit to a mat. Sorry, I got a little confused there on what it would do, but so that's how I would do that. And I really like that Tucker better anyway, so we're gonna get rid of that one that we did. And I'm just gonna make another box. And I think we said it was 8.5. Unlock that by 2.5. So let's do this again. We'll bring Tucker's name here. We got to bring it to the front. I want it much bigger than that. And if you, whoa there, cowboy. There we go. All right, so if you want to go longer, you can do that as well. Let's just keep these as separate right there. So now again, shift, align, center, align center vertically, and now it's in the center. And then, oh, I see. So because these letters aren't welded together, we need to weld them. And now I can slice them. So if you're not able to slice something, you need to weld it together first. Okay? All right, so there's some basics with the text and getting images. again, on Google, whatever you're looking for, let's pick one of these fireworks. So I like this one a lot. Let's right click and save that. Sure, that name is fine. Now I'm going to come back over to Cricut, and I'm going to go to upload. I'm going to look for my fireworks here. Simple, and continue. And if it's small, zoom in on it, and just like that, that's all I had to do on this one. I might need to come back in because I can still see a little bit of that watermark right there. So I'm just going to get that off. And I think, yeah, you can still see a little bit of it, but it doesn't look too shabby. So we're going to then come back in here with a tiny little eraser. And just like that, I'm going to take those little marks out of there. Continue. Perfect. It's not exactly perfect, but it's good enough for the video right now. So then I would just put that in. And same kind of thing. I always put a box behind it to help me to weed it so that when I am taking the design off either the paper, the vinyl, whatever it may be, it's easier for me. So again, shift, clear that, slice that, and then I'm just going to delete. You always have to hit delete twice when you slice something. Let's see. So I used to have the Cricut subscription to Design Space for all of these things. So like if you have the Access account, it's $9.99 a month, or you can pay, I think it's $7.99 each month one time. I think it's a one-time payment, and then all of these things become free. I used to have it. I used it quite a bit, and I really did enjoy it. But honestly, I'm finding that I'm able to download fonts that I want from DaFont. So if you go to dafont.com, all of these are free fonts that you can download and whatnot. And so I don't really necessarily need to spend $9.99 a month when I can just go download something free. The other thing that I do a lot of is love SVG. And so under her free cut files, here we could have just gone here at the beginning, but I wanted to show you how to take an image and take those things out of it. But they have America on here, at least they did yesterday, that we can use. And these just upload directly into Design Space. So what you would do is come down here, download the zip. Once you have the zip open, I just take, it's the Chrome HTML document. I cut that out. I put it on my desktop. You can see I've been doing a lot of crafting lately. I've got lots of good things on my desktop right now. But so then in Design Space, I would go to Upload, and then it was called My First 4th of July. If you open that, the whole file just transfers in. And so when you would save it, it is already ready to use as a cut file. So you wouldn't have to put a background behind it or anything like that. So here it is over here now. So I would still put in the square behind it just because it makes weeding it so much easier. So then arrange, move to back, shift, get that. And again, I'm going to align center. Align vertically, and then because see how each one of these stars is on its own, if I click here and click weld, all of that becomes one layer. And now I can take this and slice it out of here, and just like that, it's ready to go. So this lady has tons of awesome designs for all different occasions. She has like 67 pages of free designs that you could do. And some of them are pretty darn funny. So Yeah, 67 pages of free designs. Let's go to the very last one. What I love most about my home is who I share it with. I love these. Like, they're just cute and easy and fun, and they go into Design Space really, really well. All right, so then what I would do when I am ready is I would go to Make It. And it's going to get as much as it possibly can on one mat. Here you can move these around so that if you want to save vinyl or cardstock or not be cutting so close to something else, that's how you would do it. I don't need the mirror on because I'm not doing it on like your glass dish. But like on your glass dish, I had to mirror it and put it on upside down and backwards for it to come out the right side up. And then I would hit continue when I'm happy with it. I don't know if you got the Explorer Air 2 or not, but mine, I have to select what it is here. And then after I hit select, it will do its little thing. And then on my machine, it will tell me it's ready. So upstairs it's blinking, and I would just push the C button now and it would start cutting my designs. I guess that's pretty much everything I wanted to show you in Design Space right now. I probably overwhelmed you a little bit, so I'm going to let you watch this and play with your software and play with maybe a first design or two. And give me an email back or a text and let me know if you need help. I love doing this stuff and I'm happy to help you. All right, have fun. Love ya. Bye.